Hi everyone, welcome back. This week we are reintroducing a limited edition leather in a new product. Earlier this year we released the Rachel Tote in a new leather called Cove. And we already did an intro video on this leather back in the Rachel Tote video, so you can go check that out to see more if you'd like. And I'll put that link in the description for you guys to check out. We'll also be releasing small leather goods, including the key fob, pen closure, pen quiver, and nano. We wanted to show you a quick review so you can see how this leather looks as a notebook cover, because there are some differences. This is the A5, and already you can start to see some lighter areas where the pull-up is starting to show through, and you can also see on this one that there is some really pretty freckles and little moles on the edge of this notebook. On the inside, you can see some color variation between this inside pocket versus the outside pocket. And on the back cover here, you can also see some more moles and little freckles and bug bites. The number 7 design also has the removable pen loop. This is the B6. And this cover seems to have a pretty smooth surface right off the bat. But on the inside you can see that there's some color variation and some really cool crackling and pull-up features that are going on the inside pocket. And you can also see a little divot there. That's actually a little scar, so if you see something like that, no worries, that's totally natural. And then same along the edge here. You can see that the sewing machine has left a little mark around the perimeter, and that's totally normal since this is such a sensitive leather. That'll show up and it'll mellow down with time. Here's the back cover. And on the back you can see some little freckles and dots here as well. This is the pocket size, which is great for throwing in a bag. And again, you'll see a little bit of difference between the underside pocket and the outside pocket. A little bit of pressure from the stitching around the edges, but that'll mellow with time and patina with use. We are also releasing nanos, and this is a really great size for just jotting down little notes, your grocery list, anything that you want to remember throughout the day when you don't want to carry around a full-size notebook. And if you want to try out this leather without committing to a full size, this is a really great option for those of you who want to test out the leather before you invest in a larger piece. For those of you that like a squared off look on your notebook covers, this is a great option for you because without any breaking in, this will already mold to your inserts and give you that really nice squared off look right off the bat. This also has burnished edges, so there's no dyeing, just really, really natural looking leather. This also has matching stitching and a brown elastic. This leather is part of the Banks collection, and it has lots of variation and character on this leather. So, for instance, on this piece, this is a really exaggerated piece with lots of variation, lots of character, lots of scarring and range marks on this one. So if you like leather that has a lot of character and a lot of personality built right in, this will be a great option for you. You might also see some pieces that are a little bit more uniform and smooth, and then some that have little markings and moles, all different kinds of variation. And just a single piece of this leather is pretty floppy and flexible, so that's why we released it in the number 7 design, so that it has a little bit more structure to the traveler's notebook, because it has that double piece of leather all the way throughout. It also has a matte surface, so it's not shiny, and it has a really nice rustic vintage look, because over time the scratches and all the little markings will start to show up, and you'll start to notice some really cool pull-up features over time. Look at how that leather is already starting to develop so much character with just a couple squeezes. Running your finger underneath will even show you a little bit more depth as far as the pull-up goes. This has a really nice velvety feel as well. If you're a fan of matte leathers that have a really soft, kind of almost suede-like feel, this will be great for you. And these are the small leather goods. We have pen quivers, pen closures, and I wanted to show you guys this piece as well because this has a really pretty mottled effect on the surface of the pen quiver here. There's lots of little freckles and some lighter areas all throughout this piece, so you might notice these characteristics as well on your notebook cover. Cove comes in a range of medium browns ranging from dark to light, and you'll notice that as you use the notebook and as you touch and squeeze this leather, it'll lighten a little bit as well. So expect some color changes with this leather as the pull-up starts to reveal itself over time. And I'm not going to go through all of the brown leathers today in this video because we've already done a leather comparison in the original Cove Rachel video and in the recent brown leather comparison video. However, I'll show you a brief intro and some colors that are in the same color family or that have the same qualities. So if you guys remember Brooks, this is very similar to Cove in that it scratches up super easily and it has that really intense pull-up. So if you guys liked that really dramatic effect from Brooks, you will really love Cove because it has that same matte surface and lots of really dramatic pull-up qualities. And this is Cove compared to Vesper. Both of these have a lot of character variations, including these really pretty freckles and scars. And so if you like a matte leather that has lots of character, these are definitely going to be great options for you. Going back to the Creme collection, Creme is quite a bit thicker than Cove. You can see that Cove has quite a bit more flop to it, but in terms of color, Cove is closer to the creme chocolate instead of the creme brulee. So it's more of a dark brown to start off with. And this is Spencer from the Callahan collection. And again, both of these are very matte leathers that have quite a bit of pull-up. So when these leathers are flexed, you'll really notice the patina and the age develop over time, and it'll become really unique as you use your notebook. These also have a really soft velvety feel, and it has almost like a suede-like feeling without having the nap of a suede. Here we have Open Road next to Cove, and in terms of color, these are pretty similar. They kind of have gray undertones in the brown, and they also have a lot of that same really rich pull-up quality. However, the Open Road is going to have that really cool pebbled effect, whereas Cove has a really smooth surface. Here we have Denali from the Waypoint collection, and Denali is quite a bit darker than Cove, but I just wanted to show you guys this for comparison. This is also a leather with a lot of pull-up, but Cove has less of an oily feel compared to the Waypoint leathers, so that's something to look out for. And again, Denali and all of the Waypoint leathers are going to have that really pebbled surface, whereas Cove has that smooth, velvety surface. If you're familiar with the Maverick leathers, you'll know that these are really thick, really sturdy leathers, and in comparison, Cove is quite flexible. And this is the closest in terms of color that we have, which is the dark brown Maverick, and then it has these lighter undertones underneath. So similarly, Cove will start out dark brown and then reveal some lighter shades underneath as it gets marked up over time.